Hey folks, Will here again with Happily Ever Outdoors. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Ready LED lantern from Ultimate Survival Technologies. I am currently serving as a brand ambassador for UST. This means they send me free gear in exchange for my unbiased opinion, and I also help them with promoting some of their products. However, I'm not paid to post positive reviews, so any statements that I make or opinions that I express in this video are my own. So just to go over some of the basic features of this lantern, you can see it is a canister-shaped lantern. It runs off of 4 AA batteries. You can access them just by unscrewing the bottom right there. So you can see, super easy to swap out. There's also a rubber seal right there to keep any water from getting inside there to the batteries. And this thing is rated to be water resistant to splashes and things like that, but not waterproof. Okay, this is an LED lantern, by the way, so it runs with very clean white light, and it's got a low battery draw, which is very nice. Now, according to UST, this thing will throw out about 250 lumens, which seems pretty accurate to me from my experience. Now, actually, I really love the simplicity of this lantern because it's too easy. You can see there's handles there on the side that you flip up, so you've got something you can hold on to, and you just open it up and it turns on. Simple as that. No toggles, no buttons, anything like that. It's just simple. Closed, it turns off. Open, it turns on. So this is really simple, easy to use, even for kids. There's no special tricks to it. You just open it up. With that being said, there's no special modes here. There's no low, medium, high. There's no strobe, anything like that. But if you want to adjust the brightness of this lantern, I found you can just open or close it part way, and you can really adjust it. In fact, if you take it right to there to where it's almost closed, you just get a really low orange light, which works really well if you're inside your tent, something like that, and you're just trying to get something maybe out of your bag while other folks are sleeping. You don't want to wake them up. Works really good for that. Open it up halfway if you need a little more light, but you don't want it to be super bright. Now, if you're outside and you just open that up all the way, this is really bright. Me and my son were actually just on a camping trip last weekend, and what I did is I took this lantern, I set it up on top of our water jug on our picnic table, and it really illuminated the whole campsite. I was really actually surprised by how much light this thing was able to throw out. So very effective around the campsite. I also see this as a great product for use around the house. In the case of a power outage, something like that, you just keep this somewhere handy where you know you can find it, whether it's in a drawer, sitting on a countertop, wherever. And if you're fumbling around in the dark, all you have to do is get your hands on this thing, open it up, and you're good to go. No fumbling for buttons, switches, anything like that. And indoors, this thing works incredibly well. I set this thing in my living room, in my kitchen, with all the lights turned off, and it lights up the whole room. So really great for that as well. Next, we're going to throw in a little bit of nighttime footage so you guys can see how this thing performs in the dark. Alright guys, it is very dark out tonight. No moon whatsoever. The only light you're seeing right now is from the headlights of my truck. So let's do a little walking around and see how this thing performs. Now I know this video is not really going to do it justice, but when you get this thing elevated up off the ground a little bit, like I've got it right about shoulder height right here, that's when it will really throw some light over a bigger area. So this is perfect, again, if you can get it elevated like this to illuminate your campsite, something like that, works really well. For just walking around in the dark, this thing works really well. Again, it throws out light in every direction. Not too bright or harsh to where it's blinding you when you're trying to carry it, but enough to where you can really see your surroundings. As I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for low light, like inside of your tent, or if for some reason you just don't want to be seen at night, open it up just enough there to activate the light, and you can use that orange light. And this is enough that I can see, that I can walk by. You could see I could read a map or something like that if I needed to, without giving away my position, or if you're using it in your tent without waking up your buddy sleeping next to you. So this thing is definitely going to work well outdoors, no doubt about that. Walking all around out here, even though there's holes in the ground, sticks laying everywhere, all that good stuff, I was able to keep from tripping, falling down. I could see where I was going. It also illuminates a pretty good sized area if you're using it around your campsite, or if you're working in the back of your vehicle, something like that. It's going to work well for that too. Now let's see how well this thing works indoors in total darkness as an emergency backup light in the case of a power outage. Let's hurry up and get out of here, guys. It is way too creepy and way too dark. I get the feeling Bigfoot's gonna jump out on me or something. Alright, so we made it home. We're getting settled in for the night. I go ahead and I take my LED lantern, put it back in the drawer where I keep it. Next thing I know, boom, power outage. We're in complete darkness. Now bear in mind, if you're talking about a mass power outage, you're not going to have any points of reference. Your refrigerator is going to shut off, dishwasher, anything like that, so you're not going to have any noises to follow. All the lights on your microwave, your coffee pot, your stove, those are going to go out. Street lights outside are going to go out. You're going to be in complete darkness instantly. I just walk over to my drawer. Pull out my lantern, and boom, I am good to go. And I don't know how well you guys can see in this video, but just setting this thing on the counter, my kitchen now is completely illuminated, so it would be safe for me to move around within this space. Also, if I need to do any kind of work, any kind of prep, whatever, I've got light to work with. So doing a quick walk around. Welcome to my living room, by the way. You can see, again, this thing throws out a lot of light. I can see, work inside of a closet if I need to get things out. Here you guys can see this small lantern is able to illuminate a pretty large space. This is my whole eating area with our table, as well as our kitchen. And you've got plenty of light to work with here. And again, if this is too bright, just push down the lid and you can get all the way there until to where you just have that orange light. So if you just wanted a little bit of light so you could get up and move around safely, maybe in your bedroom without disturbing anybody, you'd be good to go right there. So guys, I'm really satisfied with the performance of this as an emergency backup light for use in your household. Works really, really well. Again, it's LED, so it's really battery efficient, throws out a lot of clean, bright light, and it doesn't put out any heat. You also avoid the risks that are associated with burning candles for emergency lighting in the case of a power outage. So I really like this. I like the design. It's simple, it's easy to find in the dark, and again, super easy to operate. As soon as you can get your hands on it, all you got to do is pull to open it up. So even a child, if they were home alone or if they were the first one to get to this thing, it would be really easy for them to operate. Also, we already saw that it performs well outdoors. So if you had something you had to deal with, maybe aftermath of a storm, a tree branch went through a window, something like that, you had to go outside and fix in the dark, you'd be able to do this, getting in the garage, whatever. It's going to keep you from hurting yourself stumbling around in the dark. With an MSRP of $19.99, I am really impressed with this lantern. It throws out a ton of light. It's got really good performance in terms of battery life, in my experience, and it's pretty stout. I mean, this is really, really strong. I don't feel any kind of flex whatsoever when it comes to the canister itself. When you have it opened up all the way, I can feel just a little bit of wiggle there, but not a lot. I mean, this still feels pretty strong, and that LED light, again, is just super, super bright, and this thing does not get warm at all, which is great. As I mentioned earlier, you know, having this canister partway closed to give you that low light, if this threw out a lot of heat, that wouldn't work. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Because this doesn't put any heat out at all, it really gives you that extra functionality of being able to adjust the brightness. I think really the only critique I could give on this product is I wish on these handles on the side, maybe there was something built into the body there to where these would clip in. If you're trying to actually pack this in like a hiking pack, sometimes those handles kind of flip out on you, and that's a little bit of a nuisance, but really that's a minor complaint on an otherwise really solid product. So guys, if you're looking for an affordable, no frills, but highly functional LED lantern, I encourage you to take a look at the Ready LED lantern from UST. It's a great little product. I think this one in particular right here is going to find a permanent place in my home preparedness kit. Alright folks, this wraps up our review of the Ready LED lantern from Ultimate Survival Technologies. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.